Welcome to another episode of the Echoes of Eir.
All right, let's dive into Irish mythology. We're taking on the epic saga of Cuchulainn.
It's a big one.
It is, and I know you want to make sure we get this right.
It's invaluable for this saga. I mean, Cuchulainn, he's central to understanding Irish culture.
Bravery, magic, epic battles. Where do we even begin?
Well, with any good hero's journey, right? At the very beginning.
The birth of a legend.
Exactly. The story kicks off with Dectyre, sister of King Conchobar.
Of Ulster.
Right, of Ulster. And she vanishes.
Just disappears.
Gone. Along with her 50 maidens. Poof. For 3 whole years.
Okay, that's mysterious. And I'm assuming they don't just pop back up like nothing happened.
Nope. They reappear all right, but it's a flock of birds.
Birds.
Yeah, wreaking havoc on the Ulstermen's crops.
Talk about a dramatic return. Do the Ulstermen even recognize them?
Initially, no. They send out a hunting party. Even King Conchobar joins the chase.
Makes sense. Gotta protect your crops.
But this isn't just any hunt. It leads them straight to a mysterious stranger's house.
Ooh, the plot thickens.
And who might this stranger be?
Luc Lamfada, a god from the Tuatha De Danann.
Lublam Fada.
And remind me again who the Tuatha De Danann are.
Right. Tuatha De Danann. They're the supernatural beings of Irish myth. Think magical, almost divine.
Like the precursor to mortals in Ireland.
Exactly. And Lublam Fada, well, he's connected to Dectyre's disappearance.
So I'm guessing she hasn't been bird watching for the past 3 years.
You got it. She's been under Lu's protection, and she has a son.
A son? Enter, stage left, our hero, Cuchulainn.
Not quite yet. His name is Setanta at this point. Pronounced Setanta.
Setanta.
Yeah.
It's a journey just to say his name. So if we got a demigod, that explains the superhuman strength, right?
Only partly. This is Irish mythology, remember. There's always more to the story. When Setanta turns 6, he decides he's ready to join King Conchobar's boy troop.
In Emin Macha, right? The capital of Ulster.
Yes. Emin Maha.
So Setanta heads off to Emain Macha to join the king's boys. No way that goes smoothly.
Well, bless his heart, Setanta inherits a bit of his divine father's intensity. Let's just say he doesn't play nice with the other boys.
I think I read it was more like utter domination.
It wasn't pretty. But King Conchobar, wise man that he is, sees potential. He takes Setanta under his wing, recognizing the warrior within.
So this is where he becomes Cuchulainn, right? Gets his famous name.
You know it. One day, Setanta, he accidentally kills Culann the Smith's guard dog. And this wasn't just any dog, it was legendary, known for its ferocity.
Uh-oh. I bet Culann wasn't too thrilled about that.
No, he was devastated. But Setanta, mature beyond his years, he offers to take the dog's place. Guards Culann's property until they can find a replacement.
So that's how he becomes Cuchulainn.
Cuchulainn, the Hound of Culann.
What a story. Even as a kid, he's stepping up, replacing legendary guard dogs. I can't wait to see what he does next.
Oh, his reputation grows, but his path isn't easy. As Cuchulainn matures, he meets Bricreu Nymphenga.
Hold on, how do you say that again? Bricreu Nymphenga. Okay, got it. Now, who is this Bricreu?
Well, he's also known as Bricreu of the Poisoned Tongue.
That name alone screams trouble.
He loves stirring the pot, especially among the Ulster heroes, and his favorite way to do that, a grand feast.
A feast? How does that work?
Bricreu, he's cunning. This isn't just any dinner party, it's designed to spark competition.
Among the warriors?
Oh, yeah. First, he sets their wives against each other.
Oh no, I can see the drama already.
He promises the title First Lady of Ulster to whoever enters the feast hall first.
And I bet Cuchulainn's wife, Emer, isn't one to back down from a challenge.
You're right. Emer is known for her beauty and her sharp mind.
A formidable combination.
And Cuchulainn, he uses his strength and cunning to ensure she claims the title.
Teamwork makes the dream work. But I have a feeling that's not the end of the drama.
You know it. Bricreu then sets his sights on the heroes themselves.
What does he cook up for them?
He promises a champion's portion, a feast fit for a king to the worthiest warrior.
Okay, a feast for a champion. I'm interested. What does that entail exactly?
We're talking a cauldron so large it could hold 3 warriors.
Oh.
Overflowing with the finest wine, plus a 7-year supply of decadent food.
7 years.
Milk and cereal in spring, cheese in summer, wheat and acorns in autumn.
And hearty meat and broth all winter.
Exactly. Plus a magical cow with endless milk, 100 massive honey cakes.
Hold on, I'm getting hungry just listening to this.
It's a prize worth fighting for. And of course, Cuchulainn is a top contender, but so are Conall Cernach and Laeghaire Buadach.
So, 3 legendary heroes, 1 epic feast. I can already feel the tension.
They argue over who deserves this champion's portion.
They don't settle this with a friendly arm wrestling match, do they?
This is Irish mythology. They journey to Connacht to have Ailinn and Meb, the king and queen, decide. They try to be diplomatic, praising all three heroes.
But come on, we all know it's going to be Cuchulainn.
Even Med acknowledges this. She compares Cuchulainn to true gold,
While the other heroes are.
just bronze or white gold.
Ouch. So Cuchulainn gets the champion's portion. Peace at last.
Not so fast. Connell and Logair, they aren't conceding defeat just yet. The competition and the drama continues.
This Irish mythology. Of course there's more. Tell me, what happens next?
Well, next we have a series of trials to prove once and for all who's the true champion.
Trials. I am all ears. This is where things get really interesting.
These trials, they really dig into what it means to be a hero.
Okay, so like strength isn't everything.
Right, like the most important trial. It involves a giant.
A giant. Okay, you have my attention.
And a beheading game.
Wait, a what? This sounds intense already.
It is. So, picture this. King Conchobar and his warriors are feasting at Emain Macha.
Sounds lovely.
Right. And then, this terrifying ogre bursts in, ruins the mood.
Ogres aren't known for their party etiquette.
No, they're not. He challenges them to a beheading game.
As in,
You chop off my head tonight, I get to do the same to you tomorrow.
I don't like where this is going.
A few warriors, maybe a little too brave, step up, thinking they can trick the ogre.
Yeah.
They vanish, never seen again.
Yeesh. So this isn't just about, like, fighting, is it?
Exactly. It's about honor, keeping your word.
Even when it could cost you your head. Literally.
Exactly. And that's when Cuchulainn steps forward, accepts the challenge.
Of course he does.
Uh-huh.
Cuchulainn never one to back down. But how does he survive?
Well, he doesn't just behead the ogre, he dismembers him.
Whoa! Talk about going the extra mile.
Ensures there's nothing left to, like, regenerate.
Smart. These ogres, they can be tricky.
Right. But then, the ogre, in pieces, he stands up, gathers himself.
Okay, that's disturbing.
He promises to return the next day for his turn.
So he keeps his word too.
Oh, yeah. Next day, ogre's back, fully reassembled, approaches Cuchulainn, who's waiting.
Cuchulainn's got guts.
Right. The ogre's impressed, raises his axe, but he just taps Cuchulainn's neck with it.
You didn't kill him?
Nope, it was a test of character, not strength.
Whoa.
And then the ogre reveals himself. He's Cúraidh mac Daire, a powerful king.
Cúraidh mac Daire. Wow, what a twist.
Yeah.
So test passed. Cuchulainn's the champion. Finally, he gets to enjoy that feast, right?
You'd think so, right? But
There's always a but.
yes, Cuchulainn's at home, suddenly. This terrifying shriek from the north.
Ooh, spooky.
His charioteer, Log,
Yeah.
he rushes in, totally freaked out.
This must be bad.
It is. They investigate, of course.
Naturally, what do they find?
A woman in a chariot, pulled by a one-legged horse,
Okay, that's different, right?
and she's driving a single cow.
Is this like some weird mythological cattle rustling?
Cuchulainn, he claims the cow, says all the cattle of Ulster belong to him.
Sensible.
The woman just laughs, says she didn't take it from anyone in Ulster.
So, where did she get it then?
She says it belonged to Daire, son of Fiachna of Cooley.
Cooley.
Yes, important later. Cuchulainn, he's intrigued, asks her name.
I bet it wasn't Sally.
No, she gives him all these weird names. Favor, Begbowl, Cooverfolt, Skengariot, Skiel.
Wow, that's a lot of names.
He's totally bewildered, right? She's playing with him. Finally, she admits she's a sorceress.
A sorceress. Okay, this has got real. And her real name.
Bad Bam.
The war goddess Gadbe.
But one and only, she says she didn't just steal the cow, she took it from the other world.
The other world. To do what? Make magical cheese?
No, to mate with the Don Quayland.
The Don Coinge. Didn't she mention that earlier?
She did. The Don Quayland is the brown bull of Cooley. Dun Coolinga, owned by that same Daire.
Okay, wow, this is getting complicated.
Right. So Bad, she's orchestrating this, like, divine cattle breeding program.
For what purpose, though?
She says the calf born from this union, it'll cause the Tain Bo Coinge.
The Tan Bo Coolinga. That doesn't sound good.
It's the cattle raid of Cooley, the central epic of Irish literature. This isn't just a theft, it's a saga. War, heroism, tragedy, all centered on Cuchulainn.
This is serious stuff. Prophecies, magical cows, an epic cattle raid on the horizon. Bab sounds like bad news.
She is. And she taunts Cuchulainn, saying she'll hinder him during this conflict, turn into an eel, a wolf, even a cow leading a stampede.
She's a shapeshifter, too. Wow, she's got a lot of tricks up her sleeve.
But Cuchulainn, he vows to overcome it all. He's the champion. He's not afraid.
He's got that confidence, for sure. But she also mentions someone as strong as Cuchulainn. Who's that?
We'll get there first. We need to figure out what starts this whole cattle raid.
Okay, so why is everyone so obsessed with these cows anyway?
It boils down to pride, jealousy, and one impressive bull, Queen Med of Connacht.
Med, the one from the champions portion thing.
The very same. She and Aello, they're having a marital spat.
About what? Who does the dishes?
Not quite. They're arguing over who's richer.
Oh, royal problem.
Right. And then Aelia, he reveals his trump card. Fionn Bien,
Tin Vanna, another tough one. Who's Fionn Piena?
the white bull of Connacht.
Okay, so this white bull must be special.
Oh, he's legendary. And Med, competitive as ever.
She wants a better bull.
Of course. She needs to one-up Aelil. Her scouts, they find the Don Quange.
Wait, the brown bull of Cooley? The one Bed was talking about?
Yep. Mediel decides she has to have him.
I bet she didn't ask politely.
Well, she tries diplomacy first,
Yeah.
sends a delegation to Cooley to dare the bull's owner, offers him a deal,
What kind of deal?
loan her the bull for a year, and he gets 50 heifers riches.
Sounds pretty good.
Right. Dare, he's tempted, agrees.
So, problem solved. Everyone's happy.
Not so fast. Some of Med's money, they get drunk, start bragging. They would take in the bull by force if they had to.
Oh no,
Yeah, Dare overhears this.
that's not good.
He's furious, feels insulted, immediately withdraws his offer.
And Med, I bet she didn't just shrug it off.
She's enraged. No one refuses the Queen of Connacht. She gathers a massive army, marches on Ulster.
Whoa, so this is it. The prophecy's coming true.
Exactly. A fight over a bull escalates into a full-blown war. The Tain Bo Cuilinge. But hold on, there's another twist.
Of course there is. Hit me with it.
The Ulstermen. They're under an ancient curse. Every year it makes them weak.
What, like a magical flu?
Right. And guess what? Med planned her attack during this time.
That's strategic. Ruthless, but strategic.
Hmm.
So the Ulstermen are down for the count. Does Med just waltz in and grab the bowl?
Almost. But she forgot one thing. Cuchulainn.
Because he's a demigod.
Exactly. He's immune to the curse. He's the only one who can defend Ulster.
Hold on. One guy against Meb's entire army. Even for Cuchulainn, that's impossible.
It's a David and Goliath situation. But Cuchulainn, he's cunning. Uses the terrain, sets ambushes.
Smart tactics.
He buys time for the Ulstermen to recover.
Wow, he's holding off an entire invasion force by himself. But I know this can't last forever. This is where that tragic duel with his foster brother comes in, right?
This is where things get really heartbreaking. Med, she gets frustrated, results to a cruel tactic.
What does she do?
She targets Cuchulainn's closest bond, Ferdia, his foster brother, dearest friend.
No way she pissed them against each other. That's brutal.
It is. She knows Ferdia can't refuse without dishonoring his family, but he also doesn't want to betray Cuchulainn.
It's an impossible choice. What happens when they meet?
It's a clash of titans, but also a battle filled with sorrow. 3 days they fight. They know each other's moves so well.
The emotional toll must be immense.
Oh, it is. But every night, they lay down their weapons, tend each other's wounds.
Wow, they still care.
They reminisce about their past, But on the 4th day,
Someone has to win.
right, Cuchulainn, driven by grief and the need to survive, he unleashes a final, devastating attack.
I bet this is where that special spear comes in. The one from his father.
Yes?
Yeah.
The Gaebulg. He fatally wounds Ferdia.
I can't imagine winning feeling good in that moment.
It doesn't. Cuchulainn, he's devastated by Ferdia's death. It's a turning point. The victory is hollow.
He loses his best friend. The war's still raging. What happens next?
Well, things start to shift. The Ulstermen, they recover from the curse. They join the fight, push back against Med's forces.
Finally.
It's chaos, but Med, she escapes with the Don Quange.
So she got what she wanted.
Kind of, but back in Connacht, the Don Quange, she sees Aelil's white bull, Fionn Bianach. He goes ballistic, charges at Fionn Bianach.
Hold on, so we have a bullfight now.
An epic one. It's like a mirror of the war itself, this massive clash.
Who wins?
The Don Quange kills Fionn Bianach, but he's fatally wounded too. Staggering back towards Cooley, he collapses and dies.
So both bulls are dead. What a mess.
It is. Med Brew kind of won, but at a huge cost. Bulls dead, warriors dead. Cuchulainn is left grieving Ferdia.
No one really wins in war, do they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Tain Bo Cuailnge, it's about so much more than just cattle. It's about pride, consequences.
It sounds like the kind of story that really makes you think.
It really does. And that's Irish mythology for you. It's not just about stories, it's about human nature. Fate. The big
Yeah.
questions.
So much happened. Prophecies, duels, bullfights. Where do we even begin to unpack this?
Right. Well, the Tambo Quench, it's often seen as a story about war, how pointless it can be, the cost of pride and ambition.
Medboob, she wanted that bull so badly. Look at the chaos it caused.
Exactly. And then there's Cuchulainn. He's the hero, but he's not perfect. He has these incredible triumphs, but he suffers too.
He loses so much. What are we supposed to take away from his journey?
I think it shows us that heroes are complicated. Cuchulainn, he's strong, skilled, willing to sacrifice to protect his people.
But he has a dark side too, right? That rage.
Yes, he's capable of incredible violence. His Rheastrad.
Rheastrad. It's like a battle frenzy, right? Transforms him.
Yeah, he becomes almost monstrous. It's this duality in his nature. Human, but also divine.
A hero, but a terrifying one.
Exactly. It reminds us that heroes aren't perfect. They're flawed, they make mistakes, they hurt. It's what makes them human.
Like his relationship with Ferdia. That duel. It changed everything.
It's truly tragic. Cuchulainn has to kill his closest friend. That betrayal, it scars him deeply.
It makes you think about loyalty, duty, the sacrifices we make, and sometimes, even when you think you're doing the right thing.
There are consequences,
Yeah.
devastating ones.
Yeah, that feeling of, like, what have I done?
A lot of people can relate to that.
I think so. And that's what's so powerful about the Cuchulainn saga. It's about love, loss. It's about being human.
It's about so much more than just a cattle raid. It really is. It's about the choices we make, the relationships we have, the burdens we carry.
This story, it really stays with you.
It does. Irish mythology, it digs deep, explores those complicated parts of ourselves.
Well, our deep dive into the Cuchulainn saga, it's been quite a journey. We've seen his birth, his rise, his battles, his losses.
It's a story that people still connect with, even after all this time.
That's the power of mythology, right? It gives us this window into the past,
Mm-hmm.
but it also reflects our own lives back at us.
It shows us those universal truths about being human, those things that connect us all.
So to our listener who wanted to learn about Cuchulainn, hopefully this deep dive has helped. It's just one story, though. There's so much more to Irish mythology.
Oh yeah, there's always more to explore. Luv Lampada, the Tuatha De Danann, it's all fascinating.
Well, thank you for taking us on this journey. It's been amazing. And to our listeners, keep exploring, keep asking questions, keep diving deep into these stories. Until next time.